Now, why was Solomon the wisest king? Well, God, as we saw, God loved Israel forever. But within that, God had a love for Solomon as well, because Solomon was young. He was a young king. And Solomon knew he was young, and he knew that, he was unable to judge a great people, because by then Israel was a big nation. Okay, it was a big nation, and it was hard. And him being young, he wanted more understanding and wisdom than anything else. So we see in First Kings chapter 3, in Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God asked, "What shall I give thee?" Now, before Solomon requested for anything, he first acknowledged that God had showed his father, David, mercy according to the way he walked, because even though before David sinned, he was very righteous, right? He was known as a man after God's own heart. Remember, we did that. We read that in our previous study. But after he sinned, he sort of lost that righteousness before God. But God still looked after him. God showed him mercy because he really repented, and then he walked in truth. So God gave him righteousness and uprightness of heart with that thou hast kept for him this great kindness. So Solomon acknowledged that. He acknowledged that. And he said to God, I know that you were with my father, and likewise be with me. So his prayer in verse 9 we see, "Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this, thy so great a people?" And then in verse 10, we see the speech pleased the Lord, that Solomon had asked this thing. And then in 11, God says, "Thou hast asked this thing. Thou hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked for riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but has asked of thyself understanding to discern judgment." So God blessed him not only with wisdom and with understanding, but also with all the other things. So long life, the life of their enemies, as well as riches. God blessed him with all of that. But because he asked for wisdom, Solomon was given wisdom and he was given understanding. And this is why Solomon was the wisest king that ever walked. And people like Queen of Sheba, who was also wise, acknowledged this. So we can see that by the request Solomon had asked of God, God had a love for him, and God gave him what he asked for, which was understanding, and therefore he was able to be this wise judge amongst the people of God. So we can again see that the love of God was with Solomon.